As we roll till 9 o'clock on KCMO, the snow is kind of taking a break right now, but there could be more on the way. Luke Dorris, our KCTV5 chief meteorologist, on it, as he has been for the last several days, joining us on KCMO 95.7. Luke, what are you seeing for the rest of the day, my man?
Pete, good morning. All right, so we had a round come through last night that was pretty healthy. It was a little thin band, and that dropped most of what we see on the ground right now. Now, when that first one got going, if you were out at about 10 o'clock last night, 10:30, you saw some really good-sized snowflakes. But we talked about this yesterday. As we got deeper into the event, which is today, this is the main round of snow that's coming today. But there's a problem with this round, and that is that we've got this crazy cold air coming in out of the poles, and that tends to give you a different type of snowflake, and it dries everything out. So even though it's going to snow much of the day, we're in this break between rounds right now. Snow's going to come back, but it's not going to stack up like we saw last night. So we'll probably get another couple inches, maybe 3, but really think about another couple inches is what we're thinking for the rest of the day.
Okay, when do you expect that to get back into the Kansas City metro?
Roughly 9, something like that. You know, we're getting so here we are. So very soon.
Soon, yeah.
Is when it will begin, and it will come in waves. You're going to catch pockets where it's not snowing much, and then a little batch will come through, and it'll pick back up a little bit. So count on snow. It's going to snow today, and the roads will get worse. The evening drive home will be worse than the morning drive, just because we continue to stack it up throughout the day, but not a tremendous amount. And what's that? You know, the good thing is that plows hopefully can kind of keep on top of this stuff. But even then, you know, there's only so many plow drivers. Man, they've been working hard this year. And you should just bet on a slow, snowy, wintry drive back home.
Yeah, okay, good to know, because I will say this morning coming in, I was shocked. The interstates were a lot of blacktop out there just because it was a light snow. It was a blowing snow like you talked about yesterday. So the roads were way better than they were last week when we had that snow, and certainly, obviously, way, way better than, you know, the blizzard several weeks back. With this being a lighter snow, are you going to expect that means basically better roads? Not that we're encouraging people to be out and about, but the roads could be better than they've been just because of the type of snow that we've got coming these next few hours?
Yeah, we've got a lot of things going for us. I don't want to make it sound like the drive home is going to be just, you know, a disaster. It's not. We've got the type of snow. It blows off like you're talking about. It's easily plowed off. It doesn't leave the big sheet of ice behind it because it's so full of liquid, and it's light. So, you know, all things considered, we've had a lot worse than this so far this season multiple times. This is not going to be it's nothing like the blizzard. It's not even as bad as the last round that we had. But it is snow, and it is going to accumulate through the day. So just, you know, beware. But like we talked about this yesterday, too, the thing that we will remember about this one is the cold. And we're feeling that really starting today. And this is going to be a long slog of just cold, nasty, dangerous type, pipe-busting, record-smashing cold.
Yeah.
That's the hallmark here.
No, I saw this morning National Weather Service Kansas City is setting a record, -1 degree this morning. And that's not feel like, that's real temps, breaking the 2006 record of 2 degrees. And it sounds like that may be the warmest morning we have until maybe Friday or Saturday, right? Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah, that stings, doesn't it? So we've got record morning lows, and I don't mean by a degree or 2. We don't barely beat them. We beat them by 5, 6, 10, 14 degrees on Thursday. I'm forecasting that we beat the record by 14 degrees. That is rare. You do not do that very often. So, yeah, this will be our warmest morning this week, and our afternoons won't get hardly any better. So today I am forecasting the coldest afternoon at 5. But tomorrow's only 6, and then Thursday's only 10. So, but the good thing is, you know, this week is just nasty. We could hit the 60s next week. I mean, we will turn this around into a big spring surge very quickly. It's just for now. It's locked. We're just down in the gutter.
Did you see Luke Dorris, KCTV5 chief meteorologist, is here on KCMO. Sporting KC is supposed to play a game. They were supposed to play tonight. That's obviously not happening. But they postponed it to tomorrow night at 7 o'clock at Children's Mercy Park. Luke, I don't know if, like, they don't watch you, if they are just not paying attention to the news in Kansas City or the world for that matter, they're not playing a soccer game outdoors tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, are they?
I don't know how. I don't know how they'll do that because, today they've got a heated pitch. So the snow isn't a tremendous concern from what we had today. I don't know how that works, but I know that it's heated and that it helps reduce the snow. And the soccer games, they play in snow. That doesn't stop them. So if that weren't the thing that stopped them, I have to imagine that a big part of the decision was the cold. And tomorrow's worse. It's worse tomorrow night than it will be this evening. So that's their decision making, but it is nasty, dangerous cold tomorrow on the same scale or worse than what we have today. So I don't know how they're going to pull that off, but they said they're going to play tomorrow night.
All right. Well, I know we've got the great news coming for next week with the warm weather, and then a week from this Sunday is March 1st, or is it a week from Saturday? But March is next weekend. So I know that you guys, and we're not going to hold you to it, but these long-term forecasts that you have out there, are you thinking that this is the last blast of winter this week? Are we going to be at least in a normal pattern for the first half of March when sometimes winter can sneak back up on us?
I would say abnormal, but on the good side. As we look ahead over the next month, big picture, after we're past this dose of cold, it flips into a warm pattern and a persistently warm one. So I'm thinking that we wrap up February and bring March in on an abnormally warm note. And are we ready for that or what? Now, is this the last dose of cold? Probably. Is this our last big shot of winter? Probably. But we don't know that yet. Nobody can tell you that. And you get, you look at big feature stuff, like we talk about La Nina, that goes on cycles of years.
Yeah.
But then there are smaller, stronger wild cards that come in and disrupt everything. And those are the ones that really matter. We can only see those for about 2 weeks, 3 weeks out. And beyond that, it's just too fuzzy to know. But what we can say is the next, 2-3 weeks to a month looks pretty good for us. So fingers crossed. This is it. This is the last big shot of winter, and we will see.
I needed that. I really did need that. I mean, Luke Dorris, KCTV5. Thank you, my friend. We'll be watching today. You guys do a great job over there, and thank you so much for fitting us in once again this morning on KCMO.
Anytime, Pete. Thanks for having me, my man. Have a good day.
You as well. Luke Dorris does a great job, and he has really been rocking it since he got to Kansas City about 13 months ago from Miami, Nebraska native, back here in the Midwest. And there's got to be a day when he misses doing a Miami weather forecast. 82 and sunny. Back to you at the news desk.
Yeah, it's got to be way more interesting here in the Midwest.
It's definitely, listen, it's kind of like Oklahoma City when I used to work down there. Not in Oklahoma City, but in Oklahoma. Like the best of the best in meteorology wanted to work there. It's not a big market necessarily, but it's a fascinating weather market. It's ground zero for tornadoes. They get the, crazy swings like we get, ice and everything else. But Kansas City's got to be up there. May not be Oklahoma City, but in terms of interest and intrigue and crazy weather and, being a rock star, I'd put it right in that top 5 to 10 if Oklahoma City's number 1. So Luke's going to do big things, and he's got that staff going in the right direction there at KCTV5.